درسته.
Okay, this tonight's topic is basically regarding the massacre in Israel that they have in Israel and what is happening. So the Chazal said that one of the reasons that Hashem brings this kind of situation to Jewish people is because of one could be Hashem, this machloket. Baruch Hashem, we see the whole Klal Israel throughout the whole world are being united. There's a special unity that we haven't seen for a long time, maybe lasting. The other issue is how much Baruch Hu wants us to do teshuvah. So one is about there will be achdut, we should have a achdut, which means that we should have unity towards each other. The next thing is how much Baruch Hu wants us to do teshuvah. So the teshuvah he wants us to do, we have to know what is the teshuvah that Hashem wants, and what's the primary thing that he wants us to do. And we know that there's a Chazal that says that if the Jewish people they keep Shabbat two times, throughout the generation, which will bring out Geulah. There is one has happened already, and the second one we are waiting for the whole Klal Israel to teshuvah and do Shemirat Shabbat. There are other aspects that we want to talk about. One is about Senut of the women, which is very, very important because Isha considered Aked HaBayit, which is the foundation of the family, and without the woman, right, there is no further existence of Jewish people. So the woman has to be very, very careful that she be following all the Jewish laws, and one of the things that is extremely important for a Jewish woman is to be Senua. Now we're going to start there's a sefer called Tana Debe Eliyahu, and it has two sections in it. One is Eliyahu Rabbah and Eliyahu Zuta. And in the Perek Tet of this of Eliyahu Zuta says something very fascinating. I'm going to quote what he says. He says, Hakadosh Baruch Hu has Chamesh Kinyanim, means he has 5 different ownership that he has in his hand, and he's not going to let go. And what are those 5 things? I'm going to read it from here. It says, Veluhem, it says, the 5 are Veluhem, Torah, Kiyon Echad. The first thing is Hakadosh Baruch Hu, one of his ownership, he has Torah, and that's why he will never let go of the Torah. And through that, he wants us also to elevate through the Torah learning. The second one is Abraham. The fact that Abraham Vino was born, this is kinyan for him, the ownership for him, because what he did for him throughout that generation that he was born, it was a fascinating concept that he went against the whole mankind, even though they were all idol worshippers. He went solo, just by himself, and he became God-worshipping person, and he brought many thousands and thousands of people to become God-worshippers. The other one is Beit HaMikdash. This is the third ownership that Baruch Hu won't let, and that's why he says that we're going to the time of Geulah, there's going to be the third Beit HaMikdash, right? And the fourth one is Shomayim V'Aretz, which means the earth and the land. There's a fourth ownership of Hakadosh Baruch Hu that he will not let go. And the fifth one is Am Yisrael. The Am Yisrael he won't let go. No matter what we do, no matter how bad we become, how corrupt we become, he won't let go of us. But at the same token, he wants us to get closer to him, and that's why he wants us to do teshuvah. So once we know that this is how Hashem treats Jewish people, and again, this is Perek Tet in Eliyahu Zuta. There are 2 sections to the Eliyahu Zuta. So once we know how much Hashem loves us, and he owns us, and he won't let go of us. There's no way he's gonna let go, right? So by having this in mind, we should know. So what should we do? That since he feels like he owns the whole Klal Israel, so while we are in this masab, so he's trying to awaken certain spirituality and do some kind of teshuvah. So again, going back about maintaining this Shabbat, that's actually wants us to do teshuvah. For men, is basically we are supposed to be very careful not to do chatashon pegam berit, which means go sleep around with the women that are not belong to the man. Just the men have to be very careful with not looking at the wrong kind of women, and they have to basically look for women that are basically is theirs, which is their own wife, basically. Their own wife they should look, but nobody else, and they should have pegam berit. So this is the whole concept, and if we follow this, Hashem is going to have a lot of mercy on Klal Yisrael. Now, there is a fascinating Gemara Tanit, I believe it's in Daf Amud Aleph, talks about there were 3 nedarim that people treat kind of people that they made nedarim. 2 of them Hakadosh Baruch Hu listened and fulfilled their neder, and the 3rd one he didn't. So the Gemara Tanit brings all the three cases. One of them is what Abraham Avinu, he sent Eliezer to go and find a wife for Yitzchak Avinu, and Eliezer made a neder which was very unusual. He says whoever that comes in and gives him the water from the well, that's going to be one that he's going to go for to use that would be a sign for him that there's going to be a woman that is going to be assigned as a wife for Yitzchak Rabbeinu, and also it could have been somebody, an ugly woman, it could be somebody lame, somebody had a different moves, right? Different defects that would not be appropriate for Yitzchak Rabbeinu. But Hashem, even though he asked in the appropriate way, he didn't specify that he wants a woman that be completely perfect as far as there would not be any kind of pigam or mum on her. Despite that, Hakadosh Baruch Hu answered him favorably. The second case, so that's one case. The second case is about Shaul HaMelech when he went with the Goliath, right? So the enemies over there. Shaul HaMelech, he said, whoever kills Goliath, he's going to give his daughter. And the problem was over there. It could be the person who would kill the person would be Eved, a slave, and it would not be appropriate for a king to give his daughter to a slave. And Hakadosh Baruch Hu caused it that Amelech killed the Goliath, and it was a favorable response. The 3rd case was regarding Yiftach. Yiftach, what did he do in the case of Yiftach? He says, if I win this war against the enemy, I'm going to give my daughter. No, he said, whoever that comes to me to greet me after a war, I'm going to bring the person as a sacrifice. And Hashem, what did he do?
Whoever enters from the gate of his house.
Yeah, comes out from the house and greet him. Right, is going to give him as a sacrifice, and unfortunately, it was not appropriate. It didn't make sense. What kind of neder is this? Right? What kind of neder could be that you make this neder, and somebody that comes from the house, we give neder. Usually neder, you say, I give so much money, I become more religious, I do some certain thing. But this kind of neder, who's going to come out of the home? Like a lamb is going to come out, the sheep is going to come out. It's not going to come. So who's going to come? Chassid might have been a dog or whatever. So and he came. Well, his daughter came, and Hashem did not respond favorably, and unfortunately, the consequences it says in the time what happened to Yiftach and also Pinchas. Tosafot brings a 4th case. Gemara just brings 3 cases. Okay, Tosafot brings a 4th case. The 4th case I wrote it down here. When Caleb ben Yefuneh went to Israel, right, there was this year that they were supposed to conquer. It's called Ir Kiryat Sefer, Israel. And he said a similar vow. He made a similar vow. And he said, whoever marries off, whoever conquered the city of Kiyesefer, right? I'm going to give my daughter to him. And this is in Yehoshua, if anybody wants to consider Yehoshua, Tezayin. So the question comes, Joseph will ask a fascinating question. Why didn't Gemara talks about this fourth one? Why is this also Tanakh? Why did they bring this in this case? That's the question of Tanakh, Gemara, the Tosfot. And his daughter's name was Achsa. That was, I just wrote down the name. And there was somebody's name was Otniel ben Kenaz. Otniel ben Kenaz. He went and conquered the city and was this a stepbrother of Caleb and married her. So they could. So similar concept. Why didn't you want to bring it up? So he says, a very fascinating answer. He says, this lady, Achsa, the women by nature, they're supposed to just basically have a certain sinut, which is covering their hair, making sure that they cover their legs. They are supposed to basically covering the body very well, right? But there is a even, and we know for sure the most of poskim, right? Bismanenu, I think Harav Wali Yosef, they said over 100 poskim say that the wig is asur lechlet because it's not considered as a what as a head covering for a woman, and it's not senua, right? So they said this lady, Achsa, she was super senua. Not only she took care of herself very well, she was super senua, which means she was going beyond the laws of senua, which we have like that some women in history we have other case in the Gemara Yoma Kimchit, that they say she was super senua, she wouldn't allow her hair be exposed. The wall of her home, Kimchit, did not see her hair exposed at home. So she was always covering her hair, and we have this lady, Achsa, was like this, super senua. So they say, so what does that mean? He says, then first of all, bring the Gemara Sota, and it is fascinating. This is how Zimmer Cohen talks about this. It says sometimes when a person wants to get married, I cannot find what she do, right? They have to do certain teshuvot to do it, to find a wife. He said, why is that? He says, it brings a mashal, which is connected to this one. Rav Zimmer Cohen said, it's like somebody tells a person, somebody says to ask his friend, I want to buy a suit, right? He says, go to this address, and you're going to find a bunch of suits and pick one suit for yourself. He goes there, and he finds the stuff for children. So he calls his friend. He said, did you tell me this is the address for buying a suit? He said, yeah. He says, I can't find anything here. He says, what floor are you in? He said, I'm first floor. He says, no, you gotta go second floor. Go up second floor. So he goes up second floor, and he finds a set of very, very large selection for men's suit, and he picks one. And he says, that's how he works with the shidduchim. And he brings for men, okay? Now, this whole thing also is for women. That's what Tosafot says here. This exact same mashal is for women. It says, we bring the Gemara Sota, Daf Bet Amud Aleph. It says, En mezabegim lo la'adam isha ela lefi ma'asav, which means they do not shamayim. They're supposed to. They're a matchmaker, right? So the way they match a person with another person is according to his action. According to the way he had action, that's how they're going to do it. If he's exactly what Rabbi Zimri Kohen says, that if you do teshuvah, and it says Adam, doesn't say a man, right? So they say, so the answer, no, going back to the answer of the Tosafot, why Achsa, why in this case of Achsa didn't bring it to Gemara, didn't enumerate this fourth case. He says, because she was so high spiritually, right, this woman, Achsa, it was impossible that she's gonna, a slave or somebody inappropriate come to him. It was inappropriate to her, I mean. It was impossible. Because of that, the Gemara doesn't enumerate it. There was no chance that there would be a wrong shidduch for her. That's why he isn't doing it. So we see how important it's a note for women. It's not just for men, but also for women. It is extra important that a woman gets married to a right person, and the way she's going to find a good shidduch is bring senua. That's the topic of tonight. We're talking about women's senut, and some people say, what's the difference? Even though she might find somebody else that is rich or has other things, but won't find that high quality of what she's looking for unless she also go up the ladder. And that's the sure. And for a woman to go up the ladder, one of the main thing is to be super sunnah. That's what it is. And to continue this topic, we're going to talk about Zohar. There's a Zohar that talks about. So that was the reason. So that's what the reason it was not enumerated, because this lady, and Gemara says why they call her Achsa. Why they call her Achsa? They say because other men that will look at her, see how she dressed up, get angry at their wife. So why don't you get dressed like her? Like her? Why don't you get dressed like her? She's super senua. You do it too. It makes the other men upset or angry. Not angry. Kinat Hashem. Kastuva. That they also want that the wife also go to that high level. So here, and as we know, this Zohar, there's a Zohar portion also talks about seniority of woman and how imperative for each woman or each girl that wants to get married to know this concept. Because this concept, but the woman is considered akir abayit. They say in Gemara says the same way that Jewish people were saved. They were saved from the Galut Misraim due to the fact that the women were Satkaniot. They say in the future, right? In the future, that's going to be the same reason. That's why many Mikubalim, many Rabbanim Gedulim say until women do not stop wearing wigs and wearing right kisui rosh, right? There's not going to be Geula. That's why they're basing the decision, because that's what they're saying. A lot of big Rabbanim, they say the Geula is not going to come. Because why? Because we need to fulfill the same concept. The concept of what? The Nashim, right? Began Nashim Sadkonut, Go'alu Migalut Misraim, Began Nashim Sadkonut, Yig'alu Migalut Edom. Right? That's what it's going to be. So that's why a lot of big Rabbanim, right? Mikubalim, Kedushim, many, even Litvik or other Ashkenazi or Hasidim, they know this concept, and that they are very, very concerned about it. Even though we don't see this concept that much in America, it's because unfortunately the atmosphere here. Unfortunately, wherever a person goes, the avir of the place, it has some kind of influence on a person, so they don't realize that a Jewish woman is Kiddush Hashem for a woman to wear senua, and wearing senua is not considered. A woman wearing a wig is not considered senua. It's not a Kiddush Hashem. It's not senua, because as we said before, a woman, right, has to make sure it's this senua, and senua means that she should not bolet. Bolet means she shouldn't stick out among people, and by the fact that she wears a wig, everybody thinks she's a single woman, and many people think she's a
But
single woman.
even if you can tell it's a wig, it's still.
Not everybody could tell. Not everybody could tell.
The new wigs are.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Many of them
wigs are
can.
not.
Unless you know the woman is married. Especially this is problematic for single guys. Because the many single guys, they want to get married, so they see what's available. They can't tell it apart. They can't tell it apart. This woman is single or married, and they go and after further research, looking at her and all these things, after a long time they find out she's single. She's married, and this is weak. You can't tell sometimes.
There was a case at Chateau.
Yeah.
Somebody was interested in a lady there.
Yeah.
And approached her to get some sort of contact information. And she said, "I'm married. I'm wearing the wig."
Wow.
Many cases like that.
Unfortunately.
I had an acquaintance that I knew that he went to Tabasco Canyon and he fell in love with this lady. He fell in love at the first look because he found her very, very gorgeous. And then they told her, this woman is married. She's Eshel Ish. She's not single, but looks like a single. So it's very important that, and the wig is misleading. And the whole concept of for women is what? To be sanua. Sanua means what? They have to hide the beauty, hide the appearance, especially if somebody is Eshel Ish. That's why Chachamim say, until women don't take off the parnuchrit, the Geula is not going to come about. And right now, that's why in Israel, throughout this whole thing that is happening, the lot of Rabbanim are asking women in Israel, Sephardim Rabbanim, I don't know about Ashkenazi, but Sephardim Rabbanim are asking the women take out a wig, and they burn a lot of wigs in Israel. There's one rabbi I know of, his name is Avram Baruch. He is doing it. Through him, many women, they've been burning wigs, and they're putting kisur rosh, and she asked them to cover the forehead also, like a 2 centimeter down on the forehead. So that would subjugate. Now, another thing I want to say before we go here, right? The other side benefit for a woman to be senua, right? Many women don't know that. Shekhinah comes upon this woman. The more senua she is, the more level of spirituality comes through that Shekhinah to this lady, right? And we had last week, a couple of weeks ago, Parsha about Sarah Imenu, when he said that to Abraham was a Navi, right? Sarah Imenu told her husband drive away Ishmael from the home. So why was that? Because they say that Sarah Imenu had the Nebuah, and the Nebuah was higher than Abraham Avinu. We know that Abraham was also Navi. He didn't recognize that. She recognized it, and he said it was a Nebuah. So from here we see a woman, if she is become extremely senua, one of the side benefit of it is she has Ruach HaKodesh or Shekhinah, and again in Sefer of Tana Debe Eliyahu, it says that he promises, he has a haftacha of Eliyahu Hanavi that says, I maftiach, anybody that follows the laws of the proper laws, even a goy, a katan, an isha, they will have Ruach HaKodesh. That's what Tana Debe Eliyahu said, and one of the side benefits for women is this one. And there's a story, right, that about Rabbi Yaakov Abu Chasera, one of the Gedolim of Sephardim, with a big Ruach HaKodesh. They say one time he used to have this guest that were coming, the Neshamot from Olamot Elyon. They would come and he would converse with them, Tzadikim. He would converse with them, the Torah. But they were just Neshamot, so nobody could see them. The naked eye cannot see what they were saying. And he had a maid that was saving him, and when he went to the room, he brought a tray with three cups of tea, and the other two were not. They couldn't see them. Nobody could see because they were just neshamot. And Rabbi Yaakov Chasser was very impressed with that lady, and even though she was just a maid, but she was in Morocco. There were many women. They were extremely senua, and because of that, she had the zuchut to have a shekhinah on her and be able to see that that he has two other guests from Shamayim that and she didn't realize they are regular. She didn't realize they're neshamot that come into the converse. They're regular guests, so she brought tea for them too. So that's how it shows that everyone can reach spirituality just being senua, to bring the spirituality. So there's a topic here about from Zohar Kodesh, that Parshat not so. Okay?
Should we do a new one?
Just check. Oh yes.
Okay.
So let's end here.
Yes.